You know, you say the goodbye and you try to be all brave, and then you go home. And I was waiting, and I kept waiting for like the phone call. You know, is she gonna call tonight? Is she not gonna call tonight? Is she, you know, in her bed? All the things a mother feels. And then the phone call came about 10 o'clock. And the minute the phone rang, it was her. It was like, "Hey Marge, what's up?" And she said, "Oh, it's great, we had a great day, I'm going to bed, I just called to say goodnight." And I went, that was it. It just sealed it. And then it's just been good ever since. It was like the first night that I turned off the monitor when she was a baby. You know they're there, you know they're safe, and you're like, okay, I just have to let it go.
You come into a community that is a strong community already. It sets up an environment for learning, and most kids that you will see in a boarding school are focused on college. So if you're looking for a way to make sure your kids are thinking about their college education, put them in a school with lots of other kids who want the same thing.
My boarding school experience was exceptional. It prepared me for college in the sense that I learned to be really independent. I learned to think. I learned to manage my time. I learned to be responsible. I learned to have adult relationships with faculty members.
Well, I have this student named Carly, and I've known her since she was a freshman. She's a junior now. She was my advisee, she was in my dorm, she worked with me in soccer. And starting last year, she got really involved in the science, and now she's teaching other girls about science.
There was a kid named Jeff, and he was on our summer trip. We split up into little groups and we're out prospecting for fossils. His group came back to camp, and he showed it to me, and it was the toe bone of a tyrannosaur. So immediately when I saw it, I said, wow, this is a tyrannosaur bone. And then we traced the bones up the hill to the side of a cliff, and then a bunch of bones were coming out. We've been working on that site for 4 years now.
One of the most important things about the boarding school experience that held true with our daughter was going from a girl to a self-confident young woman in those 4 years. The maturity factor is just an incredible gift.
When you grow up in a small town like I did, my father was looking at opportunities and said, why don't you look at boarding schools? So I looked at 7 or 8 boarding schools, some up north, some south of here. What I didn't know back then is how much it would help me now at the age of 45. The social contact that you have with others. I'm still calling on some of my classmates from boarding school just to bounce ideas off of them or to engage in business with them. So those are relationships that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.